The end of 2022, and a lot of great games came out this year. There's a lot of games that will be going on sale over the next few days that you might decide you want to pick up or buy for yourself or someone else you love for Christmas. So here are the best games of 2022 that either I played myself or in some cases I watched get played because it was just so much fun to watch somebody else experience it. Here we are, best games of 2022. But before we get into the games, let me remind you that I do have a merch store at merchland.net/boogie2988, or you can find the link down in the description box below. We got shirts going all the way up to 5X. We've got hoodies as well, and you can pick up this awesome Christmas shirt, which will work for that ugly Christmas sweater party you know you have to attend, except you can look awesome and drink all the Mountain Dew you want at the same time. merchland.net/boogie2988. Starting off with Stray, which is a game that I watched get played, and I think with only 5 hours worth of gameplay, with a fairly linear story, I feel like this is a great game to watch somebody play. It's kind of like you're playing it with them there on your couch, and I just have to say, it's an excellent game. Now, of course, it's free on PlayStation if you have a PlayStation 5, if you have PlayStation Plus, so I will definitely go back and play this game myself at some point. But it's just a very cool, heartwarming, excellent game, and I think it definitely deserves to be on the list. Next up is Resident Evil Village, and you know what? When this game came out, I purchased it and then decided to wait till Halloween to actually play it, and then instead of actually playing it, I watched one of my favorite YouTubers play it. I do plan to go and enjoy my own gameplay experience of it. It's on my hard drive right now, and I'll probably play it at some point during the Christmas season. But that said, this was a beautiful game to watch. It was apparently very excellent to play. It spawned a ridiculous number of memes. If you like scary games, if you like Resident Evil, this game is a very decent entry. Maybe not my favorite compared to Biohazard, but I guess I'll know a little bit more as I play through it. I liked Biohazard a little bit more, I have to be honest, but still an excellent game. Dying Light 2 Stay Human is probably going to be a controversial pick, but it's one of my favorite games of the year. Now, I was sent a review code for this game, and I'm going to go ahead and say that a lot of critics panned it, a lot of gamers skipped it, and for good reason. The game that they promised at the first E3, the second E3, is not the game that we got, but I do understand that COVID happens. And the game that they shipped here has a very interesting story. The gameplay is excellent. The world is worth exploring. The story is really interesting. The character development, the voice acting, there's so much that's good about this game, and everybody focused on the negative. I played through this in its entirety, and I enjoyed every second of it. I do plan to go back and play the DLC at some point as well. I think if you get this game on sale, it's highly worth the purchase, especially because I've seen it as low as $20. You're definitely going to get $20 worth of enjoyment out of this game, even if you didn't play the first one. Speaking of controversial choices, here's a game that I only played because it was free on Xbox Game Pass. But I do love simulation games. I'd never played a 2-point game before, and I'd always been interested. I downloaded it, and I ended up playing through every scenario and exhausting myself playing this game. If you like simulation games, and I've loved them ever since SimCity on the Super NES, I have to say this one is well worth the download. Some of the scenarios are challenging, some of them are a little frustrating, but they're always pretty fun. And I highly recommend you give it a shot, especially for free on Game Pass. You can't beat that price. Then there's Vampire Survivors, a game so good it basically launched a subgenre on Steam. There are dozens of games like this now, but this is kind of the first and still one of the best. I go back to play this one even though I've gotten all of the achievements for the release version. I look forward to them adding more. I genuinely hope there's DLC. It was $3 on Steam, and now it's available on console as well. I genuinely recommend this game as an action RPG. You might have already played something in this genre. If you haven't, start with Vampire Survivors. You will compare every other game to it. It is absolutely worth the money, and I cannot tell you how much I enjoyed my time with it. I love Disney. I love Animal Crossing. And when they told me that they were going to give me Animal Crossing with Disney characters, I was excited. I downloaded this game, got the $30 game preview version, and I have to say I've really enjoyed my time with it. Now, it is light on zones, it's light on characters, it's light on content, but it is a game preview. but it is definitely Animal Crossing with some life improvements and a lot of Disney characters and stories that I think you will enjoy experiencing. Especially since this game is only $30 in its game preview state. They're continuing to work on it, they're continuing to add content, and the game continues to get more and more fun as time goes. I do think it's okay to wait for this one. You don't have to buy it this year, but if you do end up waiting for it, there's going to be more content. And if you catch it for sale and you get that premium package for a little bit cheaper, I think it's absolutely worth the purchase, especially if you're obsessed with Animal Crossing or Disney the way I have been. The only mobile game that I would dare put on this list is Marvel Snap. I do not play a lot of mobile games, and when a mobile game comes out that I'm excited about, I'm going to talk about it. It's probably going to go on my list. And what I like about Marvel Snap is that, yes, it is a card game, but it is not pay to win. You got to play to win. Now, there are adding things later in the game here that do allow you to spend a little bit of money to try to get specific cards that you want. But for the most part, the most fun you can have is by being a free-to-play player, unlocking cards and building the decks that you can with the cards you have. And of course, I'm a Marvel fiend. I'm a Disney fiend as well. I mean, anything Disney owns, I'm pretty much obsessed with it. But if you're looking for a short and easy game to play on your mobile device, or you can play it on Steam as well, if you're obsessed with card games, if you're looking for a simpler card game, simpler compared to Gwent, absolutely not Magic the Gathering or Yu-Gi-Oh! Here. I mean, a much simpler game, but it's fun, it's simple, it's quick, and it's not that serious, and it's just a game I enjoy and I highly recommend. I feel like Marvel Midnight Suns is not going to be on a lot of people's lists, but it is exactly up my alley, and this is easily one of my favorite games of the year. If you like Marvel, if you like card battlers, if you like tactical games, if you like friendship simulators, this is all of those things wrapped up into one long 75-hour storyline and adventure with DLC coming along. Like Deadpool is one of the DLC characters, and I absolutely will buy that and play it. This is my current obsession. I know it came out late in the year, so you're not going to see it on a lot of people's lists, and I feel like it's not a game that everyone's going to love, but if you like Marvel, if you like card battlers, if you like tactical games, this is the greatest game in a long time, and certainly one of the best Marvel games to come out in a really, really long time. I paid full price for it because this is exactly up my alley, and I wanted to send a message that you can stay true to the comic books and make interesting Marvel games, and, you know, they did it with this one, and I'm loving every minute of it. Highly recommend it, though I think a lot of you who are not into that combination of things might want to wait till it's on sale, but if you're looking for something to really eat up your time this Christmas season, this might be the game for you. I'm literally going to go play it as soon as I'm done with this list. Elden Ring almost didn't make my list because I'm not a Soulsborne kind of player. I bought this game, I played around with it, I did not like it, but something just kept drawing me back in, and my friends were loving the game. They got me to sit back down and played it. They showed me what I was doing right, showed me what I was doing wrong, and then some 60 hours later, I had played through this game an entire 2 times, and I think it is well worth the purchase. There's only one reason it's not my number one game, and I know a lot of people are going to be upset that it's not, but it just comes down to the fact that even though this is an incredible RPG, the storyline for me just wasn't there. It just didn't deliver the way I want a game to. Gameplay-wise, excellent. World building, excellent. Everything about this game is excellent. The story just did not speak to me. Did I spend more time playing this game than my game of the year? Absolutely. Will a lot of people like this game better? Absolutely. Of the 2 games that I'm recommending here at the end, I do think Elden Ring is the one that you'll get the most value out of. But it just couldn't be my number 1 game of the year. And I think you know what my number 1 game is. So let's get right into it. God of War Ragnarok, easily my game of the year. And you know me, I love the God of War series. I loved the 2018 remake. I love Santa Monica Studio and almost everything they make. And when I got into God of War Ragnarok, I could not get out of it. The storyline is huge and convoluted. There are tons of worlds to explore, a ridiculous number of side quests, and the character development everything here is perfect. I mean, there are parts of the game where I know a lot of people were thrown off, like having to play Atreus instead of just Kratos all the time, the multiple companions that you have, but I liked that they changed it up. I liked the variety. I liked the differences, and I love this storyline. I'm already chomping at the bit to see where they go next and what they're going to do with the God of War series, because it definitely ends in a way where there's a bigger story to tell. There's a ton of post-game content that I haven't even approached yet, but the game itself, the side quests, the storyline, the combat, everything about this game makes it my game of the year. 40 hours of just pure, unadulterated bliss. I look forward to playing through it a second time. That's how much I loved it. I never play through a game a second time, but I will with this one. And hey, that's it. That's the majority of the games that I played through in 2022 and enjoyed. What games did I miss? What games do you think should be on my list of games that I need to play at the beginning of 2023 when everything kind of slows down? Let me know in the comment section below. Let me know what you agree on, what you disagree on. I'd love to hear your opinions. But as always, thanks for watching. I love you very much, and I will speak with you again soon. Now go check out my merch. I think you'll be glad you did.